Elizabeth and I were working together. 2 years ago, we sold these paintings to Mrs. Bagshot. Except before dispatch, we swapped these copies for the originals. Dorothy found out. She tried to blackmail us.
Well, you mortally killed her.
But I didn't. I mean, we didn't hurt anyone.
I think I'll be the decider of that.
Oh, I told Mildred that these were copies. That blighter must have overheard.
So you incurably murdered them both to save your own skin. Just as I suspected from the start.
We haven't hurt anyone.
I don't think that would tread well in a court of legal law. You should be more careful, sir. You don't put me onto you when you returned from the safe and said there was trifles there. The ramblings of a madman. Well, that concludes my conclusion. Another classically investigation that will go down in the annals of most criminals. 2 young innocents murdered to death. Take him out, Thompson, and I'll manhandle Miss Hartley Jones. Good afternoon, all.
How shocking! They seem such fine young people. Never fails to amaze me the depths to which the human spirit will sink.
And my suspicions about him, I can spot him a mile off.
I shall instruct Bunting to fetch my bags downstairs.
Well, just a moment, Margaret. I can explain it. Dear. Don't suppose she'll want to listen.
You should give her time, Colonel. Time is a great healer of wounds, both physical or mental.
She's never been one for patience. So hard to explain how... so hard to explain to a woman how a chap feels. Pity that women are more like chaps. Make life a lot simpler, you know.
I suppose you could stay here for the moment, Colonel. After all, this will all belong to you.
No, can't think about that at the moment. Too damn confused. My own fault. Shouldn't have carried on with Mildred. Bad fall.
You mustn't be too harsh on yourself, Colonel. We all have our weaknesses, affairs. The sensuous curve of a young girl's breast, the half glimpse of a virgin's thigh.
I shall be taking the car, Charles. You may make your own arrangements. I will have your belongings delivered to the club, and you shall be hearing from my solicitor.
Oh, just a moment. Don't rush off in a huff like this. Sit yourself down, and we can have a bit of a chin wag.
There is nothing to discuss.
Oh, look, old girl.
Don't you dare old girl me. 35 years we've been married, and from day one it's been old girl this and old girl that.
I never realized it upset you so much, old girl.
There are a lot of things that you never realized, Charles. You were too busy making up your pointless little stories. Too busy trying to impress your friends at the club. You were too busy to notice me.
You never complain. Too much. Well, I thought you were reasonably content.
Content. God, I don't know what Mildred saw in you. Or were you different with her?
No, I don't think so.
I was trapped, Charles. There was no way out. At least, not until now. You do realize that you have become a very wealthy man. I shall squeeze every last penny out of you. What do you say to that?
You seem a spot upset, old girl.
You are pathetic, Charles. Pathetic.
But I did make it up to you, my dears, and Scout's honor and all that. know what I would do without you.
Oh, it is too late for that. It is much too late. I have got everything that I came here for.
What do you mean? You got everything you came for?
It's not important.
No. What do you mean?
You knew about Mildred and your husband before coming here.
That is no concern of yours. And it makes no difference now.
And I suspect you knew about the will.
So what if I did?
I've been very stupid. If you overheard Elizabeth and Pierre planning to kill Dorothy, why didn't you say something straight away? You wanted her dead.
Oh, you're so very clever. Yes, I wanted her dead, but I didn't kill her.
But you killed Mildred. That's what she was trying to say. So you found your husband's gun.
No, that's enough. Can't be true. Margaret wouldn't be able to hurt anyone. She wouldn't know how.
Even now, you underestimate me.
You don't know what you're saying.
Oh, yes, I do. I did kill Mildred.
No!
That shocks you. Good. I found out about you and Mildred from one of your supposed friends at the club. He even passed along some of her letters to me. I found out about the will. It was my big chance. I could divorce a very wealthy man.
But the estate was left to Dorothy.
Yes. I only got half the story. I didn't discover that part until we arrived here.
So then you realized that Dorothy had to die.
Quite. I was going to wait a respectable amount of time, but then I had a stroke of luck. I overheard Pierre and Elizabeth talking. It was perfect. All I had to do was sit and wait.
And they did it for you.
Oh, you're not quite as clever as you thought, Miss Maple. No, they didn't kill her.
You didn't do it. That's what she was trying to say. He's trying to kill me.
Yes, he was. Who? It was Bunting.
Mr. Bunting? But why?
Oh, yes, Charles was quite right. He had seen Robert somewhere before. In my bed.
Bunting! Bunting! Well, it isn't Bunting, is it? It's Benson, mess orderly. You disappeared the same night with the mess silver.
That's right.
Baggy Bob Benson. That's what we used to call him. But that was over 20 years ago.
Oh, 28 to be exact. My one moment of excitement. A dreary marriage. I recognized Robert as soon as we arrived here. It was quite convenient. He was perfectly happy to help for a proportion of the profits. After I shot Mildred, he took me to the cellar and up the back stairs.
But I don't understand why he did it. Someone else was going to do it for you.
Robert almost bungled that. When I was telling him that Dorothy was to be killed, he was too drunk to understand, and he thought that he had to do it. So he popped his head up from the cellar, he shot her, then feigned unconsciousness. We were lucky to get away with that.
But you haven't, my dear. We know all about it now.
Get away from that. Sit down.
Oh, we shall have to arrange a little adventure for you both. A tragic accident, perhaps. Over the cliff in the car, I think.
Oh, no! Not the Bentley.
It was a bit embarrassing coming so soon after the other killings, But then the police do have the murderers, and it has its advantages. We get all the money.
Oh, but you can't mean it, old girl.
Oh, just watch me. Keep them covered, Robert.
Oh, there it is. I was wondering what Thompson did with it. Thanks, Thompson.
Inspector, help! You got the wrong ones! Inspector!
What? What?
Not there! Outside!
Come on, Thompson, you can hop faster than that. Someone please assist Constable Thompson. I think she's injured the other thing.